to Nelis Village. Dutch people come from the Netherlands, also known as Holland. Holland, Michigan was named after Holland, or the Netherlands, in Europe. This is zooming in on the Netherlands, a tiny country right by Germany. Let's take a stroll through Holland, Michigan, in particular this little village called Nelis Dutch Village. Nelis Dutch Village takes us back to about 200 years ago when people wore wooden shoes. They actually made the shoes out of wood, and you can go there and buy some shoes that will actually fit you. Now let's look at how they make those wooden shoes.
So anyway, what they did is they started making wooden shoes. The oldest one they got in the archives actually dated back to about 1230 anyway. You put this on the left or the right foot. Now that has to feel so comfortable because they had no arch or anything yet. The farmers actually made them themselves a little bit to stay in the fields and that to keep their feet dry. But anyhow, I cut this in half to show you what they're like. They still make a couple million pair of shoes a year, but it all graduated from by hand, those machines, and of course the boring mill. Anyway, that's what they did. So anyway, this is for the heel, the arch, the ball of the foot. If you got a flat foot, you got to take part of it out. If you got bunions or wide toes, you got to shave some of it out. Also, what you got, if you got a high instep, which a lot of people do, I do anyway, it doesn't make any difference. But either what I can do is shave it, carve it, and all the shoe carvers did that 2 or 3 times. And I got a fat quarter and I keep it in water to keep it nice and moist. But the assistant basically started actually doing this. He started chopping away at it to get all the rough spots off of it. And that's how they actually made the shoe. And of course after that they take this bench knife and of course I put the tomahawk back here. And all it does is actually, you actually shave it off like this. And that's how you actually make the shoe on the outside. From there, they actually keep going like this, so you actually, a couple bowls of fingers are actually digested, and then from there you come over here. And what they did is later on, they actually come with spoon chisels. This got a point on it, so what they did is actually go like this. Of course, it starts on top, and you go like this until they get a little hole in there, and from there you keep going down. From there you get actually a small spoon. You gotta grab a bigger one. Now there's smaller ones than this, but anyway, this does the same job. It keeps going around until you get the bottom. And the reason why they call it a spoon is, so you gotta take the sawdust out of there like this. And of course, that's how you can see what you're doing. Good. Now this one was actually made in 1887. From there, of course, that thing was made about 1887 too. But anyway, what it does is actually the boring mill takes the insides out. This takes me in about 2.5 hours. It takes me about 10 minutes to actually do it with those machines. All depends how ambitious I am. Anyway, making basically a key. You ever get a key made? Put your key in there. It's the same with this. This actually is a bevel piece of steel. And all it does is actually turn. I'll put it in here. Anyway, that's what it looks like when it comes out of there. That's what it comes over here. So let this run. Now actually, this actually is the right shoe. On the left side of the machine, this is actually a block of wood, pattern, and it just cuts it. Now gotta do this. You want to get the heel? great day. Thanks for coming. And enjoy your day.
Now that we've seen how shoes are made, let's see how they dance in those shoes that they made. First, a word about the kind of organ you will hear. It is called the Golden Angel or the Golden Angel. You can see it on the front of it, a hand-carved angel right on the top. A few organs were decorated to reflect their name or the factory that built them. It was built as a much larger dance hall organ in 1908 in Belgium. The Golden Angel fell out of use and spent many abandoned years in a warehouse. In 1963, the organ was found by Jan van Eyck. The reconstruction was done by Carl Frey & Son, an organ building firm located in the village of Waldkirch in the Black Forest in Germany. Carl Frey Jr. changed it into the musical instrument that we see today. And basically this is a street organ. I saw the back of the organ and saw drums back there that played along with the organ. And so it's kind of like a recorder. They recorded music and then it plays it on its own. So you're hearing a really special recording of music from a long time ago, as well as music from today. So first we're going to watch the dancers as they show us a dance from long, long ago.
Gentlemen, and welcome to Dutch Village. In just a few moments, we will get started with the first performance of our Dutch folk dance. But before we do, I would like to tell you all a little bit about our dancers here, the costumes you can see us all wearing, and the organ to which they will be performing to today. Now, the name of our organ is the Golden Angel, or Hardenangel, as it is roughly pronounced in Dutch, and it gets its name from the little golden angel you can see depicted at the top of its hand-carved facade. It plays just over 90 notes, including the bells and the drums, and weighs just over 2,000 pounds, making it one of the largest organs to have ever left the Netherlands. So we are very fortunate to have it here with us today. Now, our dancers are all local area high school students, and the costumes you can see us all wearing are authentic in style, but are made of a much more lightweight fabric than the heavy wools and heavy cottons traditionally worn in the Netherlands. This is due to the slightly warmer climate we are currently experiencing here in Holland, Michigan. Now, all of our costumes represent a different Dutch city, province, or occupation, so as you make your way around the village today, be sure to ask us who we would have been and what we would have done back then. Now, of course, what would any Dutch dance be without the klompen, or the wooden shoe? The most commonly asked question we get here at Dutch Village is, do you really like your wooden shoes? And we surprise most people when we say yes. Yes, we do. That is only because we know the secret to wearing the wooden shoes, which of course is socks. Lots and lots of socks. On a typical day just walking around, you could get away with wearing 2 to 3 pairs of a thick wool sock, but our dancers here will wear anywhere from 5 to sometimes even 10 pairs of socks on any given day. So dancers, how many pairs of socks are we wearing today? Looks like we have a 7, a 6, a 5, an 8, a 6, and a 7 down there on the end. Now that is a lot of pairs of socks to be wearing, especially in the warmer days of summer. But our dancers wear these not only for comfort, but also for security, to ensure that during the high kicks of our Dutch dance, we do not see any flying wooden shoes. Now, our dancers are typically pretty good about keeping their wooden shoes on their feet, but it has been known to happen, so do keep a lookout for that odd flying wooden shoe.
Now, before we go to the next dance, let's have a costume talk and learn about a boy's costume. Now, obviously, this is a teen girl wearing this costume, but it tells you what a boy would wear if he were a fisherman. Okay, so tell me about your outfit.
So my outfit was of Volendam, and I would have come from the province of Volendam, and that was a fisherman's town. So we were all fishermen, and we wouldn't be on the wealthy side. We would be a little bit poorer.
So you were a fisherman.
I would have been a fisherman.
Oh my goodness, and would you have worn those shoes?
I would have worn these shoes, and there's something special about my wooden shoes is these tips. You see the tips on the front?
Yeah.
Those would have meant to pick the nets up off the ground.
So you would have picked the nets up
So
off
I
the
didn't have to
ground?
bend down, yep. The
Oh!
farmers would have had rounded tops on their shoes to dig holes in the ground, but I would have had
Pointy
points
shoes
to pick up the nets off the ground.
to pick up the nets off
Yeah.
the ground. Well, how many pairs of socks do you have on
I
now?
had 8 pairs of socks on.
And why do you have 8 pairs of socks?
Well, that is to cushion because wooden shoes are very uncomfortable without the socks because they're made of wood. So I am wearing 8 pairs of shoes or 8 pairs of socks to help cushion the wood.
Because you're one of the dancers too.
I was dancing, yep. And it helps to make sure that the shoe doesn't fly off during the dance.
Oh, so that's how you keep them from flying
Yes.
off. Now,
Yes.
what size of shoe is that?
So this is I think it's a 28 centimeter shoe. That's how they're measured in centimeters.
Oh, they don't measure in inches?
They don't measure in inches, just in centimeters.
Okay, so they measure in centimeters.
They do. I'm not sure why that is.
Well, I guess the rest of the world uses the metric
Yeah.
system. And you know, when we have a ruler, it's both in inches, and then the other side, a lot of rulers have centimeters, and maybe some of the children measure with
Yeah.
centimeters sometimes too.
Yeah.
Wow. So that is a 28 centimeter shoe.
Yeah.
What size of shoe do you wear in our sizes?
So I would wear a size 10 shoe. So this is just what works for me. And I chose 8 pairs of socks so that my feet wouldn't hurt after a long day of wearing wooden shoes.
So if you had regular shoes on with 8 pairs of socks, you'd probably be wearing at least an 11.
Yes, I'd be wearing a very big pair of shoes with this many socks.
Very big shoe with that
Yes.
socks. Well, thank you,
You're welcome.
Sadie, for
You're welcome.
talking to us. You have a lot of kids watching because my daughter is going to get married, and while I'm gone, they're going to see your video.
Okay. Cool.
Our next costume talk is about the costume or what a woman would wear if she lived in a fishing village. So in the last costume talk, you heard what a boy would wear. This is what a girl would wear if she helped in a fishing village. Okay, tell us where your dress is from.
So I'm from Middleburg, so I was a fisherman's wife, and all of the girl costumes from Fisherman's Village have like an apron like this, so that way they can carry stuff in their skirt, like food products and stuff like that.
Okay, yeah, we just talked to a fisherman, and he had pointed shoes.
Yeah.
Thank you. Our third costume talk is about Rachel, who is wearing many different colors for a good reason. Do you think she is rich or poor? This is Rachel.
Hi.
And Rachel, can you tell us about your outfit? I'm going to step back a little bit.
So I would have lived on an island called Marken, and it's actually a little bit of a sad story. So the island of Marken was actually where they would have sent all of the orphans. So I would have been an orphan. And the reason why my outfit is kind of crazy with all the colors and patterns is it was a very poor island, so they just used whatever fabrics they had to make their outfits. So
What's an orphan?
an orphan is somebody who doesn't have any parents.
Oh, and so they have to go live on an island?
Yep.
Do-
Yep. That's where the orphanage was.
So, like, we live in North Carolina, and we have islands there. Does that mean that somebody could get sent to an island there?
I don't think so. I think North Carolina has orphanages on
Oh,
normal
okay.
part of the world.
So this was a long time ago.
Yes, it was.
Oh, okay. So they wouldn't necessarily dress this way now?
Nope. You won't see really anyone in the Netherlands dressing like this anymore.
They used to in the past.
Yep, this would have been from around the 1800s.
Oh, 1800. This is 2023.
Yep.
1923, 1823. That would be 200 years ago. So that's how.
I hope you all enjoyed their dance as much as I did, because now it is your turn. Here at Dutch Village, we have a special dance that we like to teach each and every one of you. So if you all want to come down from the stands and make a big, large circle, we can get started.
Before you see the last dance, we have another costume talk, and this one is by another Rachel. Let's learn about what she is wearing. Kind of fancy clothes. This is another Rachel. Your outfit looks kind of fancy.
Yeah.
Are you rich?
Yeah, my outfit would be from Friesland, which is an island off the coast of the Netherlands, and they were known for being a more wealthy community, and that can be shown through my excessive use of lace and the gold buttons.
Ooh,
on my hat.
gold buttons. Oh, wow. Those are pretty. You have a pretty dress too. Oh, very nice. Thank you, Rachel. I want you to watch how the dance is done first, and then if your teacher thinks that you have behaved well enough, you may stand up in a rectangle or a circle and try the dance yourselves.
Stomp, stomp, stomp. Right foot, left foot, right foot, tap, tap, tap. Left foot, tap, tap, tap. And turn yourself around. Clap, clap, clap. Stomp, stomp, stomp. Right foot, left foot, right foot, tap, tap, tap. Left foot, tap, tap, tap. And turn yourself around. Great job, everyone. Clap. Stomp. Right foot. Left foot. Right foot tap. Left foot tap. And turn.
Okay, here we go. Get in position and follow the directions of the lady. Now, if you are in second grade or older, you should listen to her words. When she says right foot, it's going to look like she's tapping her other foot, but you follow the directions of her words. If you're in kindergarten or first grade, just do what she does and don't worry about which foot you're using.
3 times. Stomp, stomp, stomp. Next, we're going to put our right foot out in front of us and kick it around to the side. Same thing with our left, out in front and around to the side. Next, we're going to do some toe taps, starting with our right foot. Tap, tap, tap. Then with our left, tap, tap, tap. Next, you do the best part of our Dutch dance, which is the Dutch hokey pokey, and turn yourself around. Now, you can get extra creative with this part and link arms with the partner in do-si-do. Or you can even take the hand of your partner and twirl them like our dancers did in their dance. Anything to make it more fun. All right, great job everyone, but let's practice that one more time, starting with those 3 big claps. Ready? Clap, clap, clap. Stomp, stomp, stomp. Right foot kick, left foot kick. Right foot tap, tap, tap. Left foot tap, tap, tap. And turn yourself around. All right, our music takes just a second to get started, but once it does, it repeats itself several times, so I'm sure by the end of it, you will all be Dutch dancing professionals and know this dance by heart.
You do not have to have a partner, but if you want one, it should be somebody who's standing right beside you. If you want a partner but do not have one, please raise your hand at this time. The teacher will pause this video and make sure that everyone is standing next to a partner. Again, you do not have to have a partner if you do not want one. Now we will continue and you can follow the directions.
Stomp, stomp, stomp. Right foot, left foot kick. Right foot tap, tap, tap. Left foot tap, tap, tap. And turn yourself around. foot. Right foot tap. Left foot tap. And turn. Try the next one without me. Great job, everyone.
I hope you enjoyed your Dutch lesson from Holland, Michigan. This is my husband, Paul, and he wears a size 18 men's shoe. And in the world of wooden shoes, even he can find shoes that will fit him. In fact, these shoes look a little bit big. Everybody wants to fit in. Everybody wants to be a part of something. I hope all of you felt part of our class today. Now you will either see another short video, or more than likely it is time to line up. Your teacher will play some music, and you must follow your regular routine and line up before the music ends. You will have about 1 minute.